Have you ever felt small or unimportant? Like your past mistakes mean you can't do anything great? Well, get ready to meet a man who thought just that. Until a burning bush, a simple stick, and the voice of God changed everything. Welcome to Bible Stories That Shine, where we explore God's big plans through ordinary people. Today's story, Moses and the burning bush, the stick that did wonders. Long ago, in a faraway desert, a man named Moses was living a very quiet life. He wasn't in a city, he wasn't famous, he wasn't even rich. Instead, he looked after sheep on the hills of Midian, far from the great palaces of Egypt, where he had once lived as a prince. Moses had made a big mistake many years before. He had tried to help his people, the Israelites, but it had gone wrong. Now, at 80 years old, he was just a shepherd, married to a kind woman named Zipporah, with a little son, and a peaceful home with his father-in-law, Jethro. But God hadn't forgotten Moses or his people who were still slaves in Egypt. One day, as Moses led the sheep near a mountain called Horeb, he saw something very strange. A bush was on fire, but it didn't burn up. Curious, he walked closer. Suddenly, a voice called out from the flames,
"Moses, Moses, here I am. Do not come any closer. Take off your sandals, for the place where you are standing is holy ground. I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob."
Moses covered his face. He was afraid to look at God.
"I have seen the misery of my people in Egypt. I have heard them crying. I have come to rescue them, and I am sending you to Pharaoh to bring my people out of Egypt."
Moses' heart pounded.
Me? Who am I to go to Pharaoh and lead the Israelites out?
God patiently answered Moses' doubts.
"I will be with you, and this will be the sign. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you will worship me on this mountain."
Still, Moses was unsure.
But what if they don't believe me or listen to me?
"What is that in your hand?"
A staff.
"Throw it on the ground."
He did, and it became a snake. Moses jumped back.
"Reach out and take it by the tail."
He obeyed, and it turned back into a staff. Then God gave him 2 more signs. His hand became leprous and was healed again, and water from the Nile would turn into blood when poured on the ground. Still, Moses worried.
Lord, I'm not good with words. I've never been.
"Who gave human beings their mouths? I will help you speak and teach you what to say."
But Moses begged once more.
Please, send someone else.
"What about your brother Aaron? He speaks well. I will help both of you."
So Moses returned home, said goodbye to Jethro, and set out with Zipporah and his sons. As he traveled, God sent Aaron to meet him. The 2 brothers embraced joyfully. In Egypt, they met with the elders of Israel, showed the signs, and shared God's message. The people believed and worshipped. Finally, they had hope. Then came the real challenge, facing Pharaoh. Moses and Aaron stood in the royal court.
"This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. Let my people go."
Pharaoh's eyes flashed.
"Who is the Lord, that I should obey him? I do not know this God, and I will not let Israel go."
Instead of freeing the Israelites, Pharaoh made their lives harder. He ordered them to make bricks without straw. The people were angry at Moses. But God sent him back again and again. Each time Pharaoh refused, and God sent a plague. 1. The Nile turned to blood, fish died, and the river stank. 2. Frogs filled homes and palaces. 3. Lice crawled over everyone. 4. Swarms of flies buzzed and bit. 5. Egypt's cattle died, but the Israelites' animals were unharmed. 6. Painful boils broke out on the Egyptians. 7. A storm of fire and hail smashed the land. 8. Locusts devoured every plant. 9. Thick darkness covered Egypt for 3 days. Still, Pharaoh said no. At last, God warned of a final terrible plague.
Moses stood tall before Pharaoh one final time. At midnight, every firstborn in Egypt will die, from the king's son to the lowest servant. But not a dog will bark against the Israelites. You will know the Lord makes a difference.
Moses left Pharaoh's court. The time for pleading was over. God gave his people special instructions. They were to prepare a lamb without blemish and bake bread without yeast. They were to mark their doorposts with the lamb's blood. That night, the angel of death would pass over any house with the sign. God would keep his promise. He would rescue his people. That night, just as God said, the firstborn of every Egyptian household died. In every home, except the ones marked with the blood. Pharaoh's heart was finally broken.
Go, take your people and leave Egypt. Bless me also.
So the Israelites left, free at last, no longer slaves. They marched out of Egypt with Moses leading the way. He had begun as a quiet shepherd, filled with fear, but now he was a leader, a servant of God, and a voice for the voiceless. He had faced a powerful king and trusted God through it all. And it all began with one man, a simple stick, and a burning bush. And that's how God used a burning bush and a stick to begin a mighty rescue. If God could use Moses, he can use you too. What part of Moses' story did you like best? Draw it and share it in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and come back next time for another powerful adventure on Bible stories that shine. Until then, keep shining your light.